Hello party people. So in today's video, we are going to go over all of the main basic plays that we will run against Mountain View and timpview on Saturday. These are the only 10 plays we're going to use. We're not going to use anything else. So pay close attention. If you're a receiver on Ireland and Illinois, which is an inside zone to the right or to the left, in this case it would be Illinois. The way I drew it is Illinois. The running back, is going to press the hole, meaning he's going to get as close to the offensive line as he can before he makes his decision to cut to this A-gap or cut to that A-gap. So, Cruz, you got to pay attention to that, okay? Our linemen are going to be double teaming. So you see these linemen, the guard, the tackle, the center, you guys are double teaming and then breaking off second level. Just like we practice, you're always going to step play side. In this case, it's Illinois, so it's to the left, so you're going to step with your left foot to the left, and you're going to reach block over, okay? So this defensive end, you need to reach over to him. This guy, you kind of hinge back to him. Receivers, slot receivers, you need to go block the outside linebackers and make sure that nobody gets to your player. And then play side receiver, you're even more important because the play's coming your way. And if he bounces it out, you want to make sure that you're there. So outside zone is very similar. Offensive line, you are taking a big lateral step to the side, to the play side. In this case, it's Olympus. Olympus and Oregon mean outside zone to the right and to the left. Oregon to the right, Olympus to the left because of L and R. So you're going to read the play side. In this case, it's the left. The running back is going to read the play side outside of the tackle. So right here is the offensive tackle. You're going to take, I'm going to have you stand right by the quarterback about 1.5 yards away. I'm going to have you come straight across his face and receive the handoff. Now, if you see green grass, cut up. If you don't see green grass, go outside. But your main aim point is outside of this tackle. So where his hip is, you want to read his butt. If you have space, if he's able, this offensive tackle needs to get around. He needs to try to seal him inside. If you can't seal him inside, then that means that the running back is going to cut back. Receivers, you have to make your blocks. If you don't make your blocks, we don't win. Oregon and Olympus. So I think you know that once we run Cobras enough times, 2-3 times, we're going to trick this guy, okay? Because they're going to think they know what we're running. They're going to go, oh, not that play again. We're going to run the exact same thing, except that inside receiver. So linemen, you need to hang on a little bit longer because you guys need to make sure that they have 3 to 5 seconds. I know that's a long time. You got to do it. We got to have time. Receivers, you need to run the exact same route. Do it exactly the same way that you would run Cobras, but instead you're running it and then you're cutting it up the sideline, okay? Don't get too close to the sideline because I don't want you stepping out of bounds, but get close enough to the sideline that you can turn it straight up and that this safety is way out of the way, okay? Because this safety can't cover 2 deep routes. You'll notice that unless this corner runs his defense perfect, these cornerbacks right there, you're going to have the safety choose between the left side and the right side, and he probably won't make the right decision, okay? So Brooks is going to read that safety. He's going to throw a pump fake, and then he's going to do that. Now, if none of that works, I want you to hit Cruz out of the backfield. This is called a check and release, Cruz, or whoever our running back is, okay? You're going to check, and if they say wolf, you're staying in. If they don't say wolf and you see no one blitzing, then I want you to run an arrow to the sideline, and then you'll be the little check down. So, Brooks, if nothing is deep, you might want to look for him. Otherwise, fall on your butt and take a sack, but do not fumble. Okay, Python. On this one, you're reading, again, the outside linebackers, and so this route right here is a 5-yard slant, okay? It looks a little more like a post because it has a really long stem. So the X and the Z receiver, you guys are going to run a slant, okay? But that slant is 5 yards, and you're already starting 1 yard ahead of this guy. So you guys are going to run it more narrow. You guys are going to run it more deep. Reason is, if you guys are too close to each other, we're running to the same spot, and this outside linebacker is able to just cover both of you. So if he drops to here, if this linebacker drops right here, he's covering you both. So you have to have enough distance when you're lining up. And then, again, check and release, Cruz. If you check, you end up going into an arrow, okay? You only do that because you're going to be wide open out of the backfield if these guys follow him, which I hope they don't because then we have that open. But if they do follow him, we're going to check into an arrow route. Brooks, always throw pump fakes if you can. Just a shoulder fake. I mean, as long as you, maybe not on this play, but if you throw shoulder fakes, you're going to trick some defenders. Okay, most of the teams in our league run what's called a 4-4 defense. That means 4 down linemen, the end, the tackle, and the end. And then they have 4 linebackers, outside, inside, outside, and then 2 corners and a free safety. So what we're going to do is, this is called the seam. I'm actually just going to, I don't care, I know this play. So this line up the field, right? This little portion of the field that you're running that route to is called the seam. You're going to want to take a 3-step hard run and then turn it straight up. Try to get the inside shoulder of that linebacker, okay? Get the inside shoulder of that linebacker. Or if he's really far inside, maybe you just narrow it out and you kind of go like that, okay? I want you guys running up that seam. If you're both running up the seam, you make the safety choose between who he wants to cover, because you're going to be way faster than these linebackers if you run it right, okay? So these linebackers should be slower than you. This is a mismatch. So the only one who can cover you deep is, let's just say that they drop this safety or this corner. If they drop this corner deep, he's got this part of the field. And if they drop this corner deep, he's got this corner of the field. And if they have the safety right here, he has this part of the field. So who's open? These 2 receivers. Now, Brooks, again, your first read is to try to hit that seam. If you can't hit that seam, you're hitting an in route, okay? I don't want you looking to one side of the field. You need to scan the field from whatever side you're most comfortable, okay? So you can scan it from right to left. You can scan it from left to right, but you can't, they call it choreographing where you're going to throw. If you choreograph where you're going to throw, this safety is going to come down. So if you're looking to the right, the safety's coming down. If you're looking to the left, the safety's coming down. So the best quarterbacks, and I'm not teaching you this yet, but the best quarterbacks will look off of a receiver. So they'll look this way, and then they'll turn their shoulders and they'll throw that way. Okay, that's holiday. In the Bible, there was a flood called, well, I don't know what they called the flood, but it is the book of Genesis. So our flood concept is going to be called Genesis, okay? In this concept, this backside receiver, you are not going to probably get the ball. Unless I tell Brooks directly to throw you the ball, this is probably, I don't know who plays this position right now. It's going to rotate, but you need to go distract that safety. Whatever you do, you're not probably getting the ball. So your entire job is to go run as far and as fast to that safety as possible to distract him. Now, this slot receiver is going to motion, just like our jet sweep, because we will run a lot of jet sweeps, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to have you motion. So Brooks is going to lift his leg, and then you're going to run across the formation and run an arrow route, okay? So you're the first read. That's why you're labeled number 1. Brooks, you're going to want to hit him for 5 yards. And if that doesn't work, this inside receiver, so you're actually going to snap the ball when you're still running. So he's going to be running across. You say hike once he passes. Cruz, you're going to block that backside defensive end. This backside tackle, which should probably be McLean, is going to reach block over to these linebackers. And I didn't actually draw it up properly, but linemen, you are going to step as if you're running a zone block. You're just not going to run forward, because if you do that, we get a penalty for illegal man downfield. Receiver, you run a 10-yard out route towards the sideline, and then outside receiver, you run a little stem. So you take a 3-yard, probably like 2 yards, that little divot right there. You take 2 yards, and then you go straight up the sideline, okay? If we get you open, man, Brooks, let that ball fly. Otherwise, you're trying to hit short routes. This is great for the end zone. This is great for 4th and 1. This is just a great play. So that is called Genesis, the flood. So this play is called Hawaii. Hawaii is not a vacation, because this is the play where we make our big bucks. This is where we get our quick 5 yards. You're going to take it. So these inside slot receivers are going to do 3 yards, and then they're going to curl back to the quarterback. 5 yards on the outside, curl back to the quarterback. Now you guys have to be far enough apart that the linebacker, like I said, I don't want that linebacker, I don't want this linebacker to be able to come right here and cover both of you. So there needs to be some distance, right? So this guy's going to be wider out, because if you're running it, from out here, now there's more distance. So the outside receiver is going to be able to catch it, because this linebacker is not going to come and pick it off. We don't want it to where you're both covered by the same defender, okay? So have some space between you. Brooks, you're getting this ball out in 3 seconds. It is not a long play, but it is a 5-yard play. Now, receivers, once you catch the ball, I don't want you to just stand there. I want you to try to get yards, okay? Catch the ball, get the keys, drive the car. Get the keys, drive the car. Don't forget to drive the car once you've secured the ball. So secure the ball, turn around, because there might be a defender coming down to hit you. So you need to make sure the ball is secure. And then once you have your vision and you see, go upfield, go score a touchdown. But this is only a 5-yard play, okay? I'm not expecting to get 55 yards. If you happen to get the keys and drive the car, that'd be great.